All right, shalom, shalom. This is the brother
Shalom,
Abraham.
shalom.
I'm here with my brother Ahab from GMS UK. I'm going to do a quick, brief lesson. Just going to go into Second Esdras, the 13th chapter, man, and it deals how it deals with Yahweh Shai's confrontation with
Right.
the nations, man, and how he's gonna deal with them and how they're gonna attempt to defeat him. You know, but it's all going to come to naught for them. But first, before we get cracking, as always, we'll give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. So, if you want to start reading that, brother.
Okay. We're going to read from the Apocrypha, Second Esdras, chapter 13, from the top. And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night.
Right, hold on. So it says 7 days, man, and we know that the number 7 means completion, man.
Mm-hmm.
So this is and we're coming into the completion of this devil's kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Yahweh Shai signifies that, man. He signifies the downfall and the end of this Edomite's kingdom, man. Right. So we can go into a new world, man.
Right.
How can I put it? The reset is going to be a reset, man. A restart. A refresh. You know, everything will be done according to the laws of the Heavenly Father, man. Read on.
Right. Verse 2. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that is moved all the waves thereof.
Continue.
Verse 3. Continue.
Yeah, continue. Selection.
Salakia, officer, because there's a little delay. Sometimes you might say something, it might,
Oh, right.
yeah? Salakia. That's why I stop. So verse, what did I say? Verse 2 again. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance, he looked, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Right. Get Psalm 68 and 17 real quick. Because it said what, man? It said with the thousands of heaven.
Right.
This is an opponent that's going to be unbeatable. Listen, an angel could defeat these armies by themselves, man. All right, but the Lord's going to come in His glory, man. All right,
Right.
to show the world what it's really about, man. You got that?
Psalms what? 60?
Psalm 68, 17.
Oh, 17. I thought you said 7. Slowing up. Psalm 68, verse 17. The chariots of the Lord are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
All right, man. So that's how the Lord Yahweh Shai is moving, man. It's going to be well, do you know what you can get? You can get Revelation 1 and 7.
Revelation 1 and 7.
Well, just to back it up, man, because these people are going to be shook, man.
Right.
People are going to be in disarray. The world is going to really, like, we're living in a world now where people understand that there's a supernatural power. Supernatural doesn't necessarily have to mean it's on the left hand side, man.
Right.
It just means
Spooky.
it means beyond the natural, man.
Right.
Spiritual powers and such.
Yes.
Read that, brother.
But Baba Shaw, officer, can I get this scripture before I read that one?
Yeah,
because
sure.
we're talking about a Yahweh Shai. So we're in Second Esdras 13. I'm going to go
Yeah.
back to Second Esdras chapter 2, verse 42, and this is Yahushua. I, Esdras, saw upon the Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of his high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon him every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
Right. So not only have you got the elect, because the elect are going to receive the crowns, man, but you have that multitude, right, gathered
Mhm.
from all the nations that will be, redeemed, man. Because why? Because they believed in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord is not just saving. We talk about the elect, but the elect is not to diminish the 144,000, but the elect is more than
Right.
that. Because there's a
Mhm.
another elect that aren't the prophets, that haven't been on the highways and the byways,
Right.
right? But they consist of men, women, and and through their faith, their children, man.
Right.
That are going to be gifted that salvation when these things occur, man. All
Mhm.
right,
I've got the scripture that you called for.
yeah,
Revelation 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, Amen.
you see, and that little verse right there is deeper than people can really realize, because we're not
Wow,
going to get into it, but
powerful.
it says even they that pierced him, man. Right, the men that pierced him, the Roman centurions, man.
Centurion.
All right, they're not here. They're not. Those very same men, those exact same men at that time, aren't here now, right? But they're here. They're back in the reincarnation, man. So it's not like those men have lived 2,000 years, man. But there'll be, those same men that did that are alive on the earth today, man. Right? In different bodies, man. But the spirit is the same. Obviously, they don't have the memories. But
Right.
it says, what did it say? All the earth shall wail because of him, man. Because
Mhm.
the earth is done dirty on Yahweh Shai, man. Especially
Yes.
the Edomites, how they've repainted his image as a so-called white man with stringy hair and blue eyes, and
Yes. Yeah.
looking effeminate and weak. Now they're gonna have to pay for
Yeah.
that. All
Mhm.
right, they're gonna have to pay for that one for sure. And for what they did to him, he wants revenge for that, man.
Oh boy.
Remember, he got taken up in the chariot the same way he's coming back, man. It tells you that in
Mhm.
Acts, man. The
Yes.
same way that he ascends, the same way that he's going to come back, man.
That's
Roughly
right.
saying. But they're going to have to pay for what they did, man. Just like we want our vengeance, man. Our righteous vengeance. So does Yahweh Shai, man. All
Mhm.
right. So it says the whole earth. Read it again, Bible Shah.
He said, behold, he cometh with clouds.
Right. Stop there a
And
minute, because the clouds, man. The
yeah.
clouds, right, are synonymous, right,
Mhm.
as is the whirlwind with the chariots, which is the vehicles, the celestial vehicles of the Heavenly Father, man, and the angels and Yahweh Shai, man.
Mhm.
And we've seen them.
Oh, come
We've
on.
seen them, man. We've seen them plenty of times, and I just want to make this a point of this as well, because just because you see a chariot, right, and I want to put it in two terms, because brothers that we see it at camp, and I do believe that when we see it together as a brotherhood, and when all the brothers are there, I do believe that's a sign for us, for a sign of faith, man. Right,
Right.
as a faith booster, I should say. But not always when you see a chariot. Let's say you're by yourself. Not when you see a chariot. It doesn't mean it's always for you, right? It doesn't mean it could mean it could mean other things, man. It might not mean.
Mhm.
It could be a warning for you, man.
That's
Right? You
beautiful.
could you could be you could be in a stage in this truth where you might be not going off, but you're just not doing enough, or you're not doing
Yes.
certain things you're supposed to be doing, man. Right? And it's a reminder, man. All right.
Because
to stay on
remember,
point.
officer, as he says, Salaki says, remember the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. All right.
Mhm.
So they're looking upon everything.
So it sees all, man.
He's all, yeah.
You know. Let's get back into
The chapter
second.
13,
Yes, please.
um, verse 4. Oh, let me read it here. Salaki, let me. I can't see it in the pocket. Verse 4. That's better. Verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when he feeleth the fire, when it feeleth the fire.
Right, because that's what it is. It's actually going to be like fire to them. You know what? That's talking. That's getting into the laser beams, man. You think
Mm-hmm.
that Esau's not original, man? All these things you see in the movies and all the tales that they tell, they get it from the scriptures, man. All right. The basis of the tales that they tell is from the scriptures, man. We always reference movies like what is it, Independence Day and the War of the Worlds. The War of the Worlds is a perfect example of the destruction that Yahweh Shai is going to bring
Mm.
when he comes with those chariots, man. You see people getting vaporized, man. As our elder Laban likes to say, laserized.
Yeah.
Because the elder, he likes to make up his own words sometimes, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna get vaporized,
Yeah,
man. You know,
yeah, man. Shout out to the elder.
turn into dust. Remember, there was remember when you used to see when Tom Cruise is running through the streets and they're getting
Yes.
vaporized and the
Mm.
dust, he's breathing in the dust and everything, man.
Yeah,
And he's breathing in the dust of the dead people, man. It's
yeah,
gonna be horrendous, man. That's why it
yeah.
says the whole earth shall wail because it ain't a joke when your house comes back, man.
No, no, not a joke.
Right? So that's why you got to be on the right side of this, man.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, you can't force that. You
No.
have to be you have to be chosen. You can't choose, man. Where was we now?
Verse 5 now.
Yeah. Read on.
Let me read up here. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that come out of the sea.
Right. So it says gathered together uh, a multitude of men out of the number from the four winds of the earth. So that's the nations coming together, man. So what's that talking about now? Remember now, you got to talk. In fact, we can get Revelation, uh, the 16th chapter, and go to the 13th verse, right? And then we're going to go back to that.
Revelation 16.
No, we're going to get one thing after that as well, actually. So yeah, read that.
Okay.
We're at 16 and
Revelation
13.
16 and 13, yeah?
Hmm.
Revelation 16, verse 13. And I saw three unclean spirits, like frogs, come out of the mouth of the dragon,
Right,
and
so
out
stop
of
there.
the
Stop there. So let's break the unclean spirits, man, like frogs, the three unclean spirits. So the reason why I get this because you have to have the base of what they're trying to achieve, which is their new world order, man. So these unclean spirits represent the Vatican,
Mhm.
the City of London, and Washington D.C., which in turn represents the religion that they're going to try and push out, the false religion, the monetary system, which we know is the MOTB, right,
Mhm.
and their global army, man, which is to
Military.
enforce, yeah, the global yeah, right, to enforce, their new world order, man. All right. And it said what and out of the mouth of the beast, right? And that beast represents what? The system, man. And the first beast, remember the first beast was what? The Roman Empire, man. But we're in the neo, as we call
Yeah.
it, the Neo Roman Empire, man, which is the new beast system that they're
Mm.
trying to achieve. All right. Um.
And out of his mouth of the false prophets.
Yeah. 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 Read on.
For they are the spirits of devils
Mm,
working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Lord our power Almighty.
right. So the gathering. So that's the gathering of the nations, man. In order to see these nations are right now are against each other, right?
Yeah,
They're not friends. They pretend to play as allies and whatnot, but ultimately, all nations are for themselves, man. But when
yeah,
when it comes to the return of Yahweh Shai, man, it's going to be a different story because it's going to be
yeah.
seen as a global threat.
That's
All
it.
right.
In other
So,
words, they cannot
mhm.
upset prophecy. They can't upset
No,
prophecy.
no, no,
You
no,
know,
no, not at all. They're going to try,
they're going to try, but they can't.
but they can't. Yeah, read on.
Same one or going back to the we're going back to the chapter or same verse. Oh,
No,
behold,
read, read,
15.
read, read 15. Yeah, read 15.
Okay. 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame.
Right. So it says, "Behold, I come as a thief." Right. Blessed is he that watcheth. So what does it mean? It says, a thief doesn't warn you when he's going to come and steal from your house, right? Come and burglarize your house and take all your goods, man, and maybe
Mhm.
even put you to death in your sleep. A thief is not going to warn you of that, right? But it
Yeah,
says what? Blessed is he that watcheth. We are the watchmen, man. So we're hoping for the blessing to be redeemed, man. All right, and what we watching for? The prophecies, man.
yeah,
All right. The prophecies, it says, and keep his gum, lest he walk naked and see his shame. Meaning that we need to be covered, man. The truth covers us. This word
yeah,
covers us, man. You know,
yeah.
and our faith covers us as well as our works. All
Hmm.
right. Read verse 16.
And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Amagadwan.
Right.
It says Armageddon here, but in it says Amagadwan in the
Yeah.
is
Right.
it in the what? In the, yeah,
And we're gonna get Joel, the third chapter.
Joel.
Shall I? What did I say?
You said Joel?
Yeah, Joel, the third chapter. Yeah,
Yeah.
and start from the top, man.
Right. Joel 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Right, hold that. See, now that sounds confusing. Like the Lord's going to return us to captivity. What it means is He's going to bring us out of it.
Yes. Yeah.
He's going to bring us out of the captivity. All tribes, man. Right, Judah and Jerusalem. Right, read on.
Verse 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them
And in the Hebrew,
therefore.
so like, let me just hold that for a second, like, yeah.
Yeah,
So I can just get that word, Jehoshaphat, which is
Jehoshaphat.
in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, man, which means
Mhm.
what? Yahweh's judgment.
Yes.
All right, that's where the Lord is gonna judge, these heathens, man. All right, these proud nations, man. Right, that's gonna be their downfall, man. Which is what we're looking forward to, man. We're not hoping for it because we know it's gonna happen, man.
We
It's
know.
not a thing.
We know.
We don't hope for that. We just hope to be
Yeah.
still here to see it, man. Right, I
The
want to be,
downfall.
yeah, and I want to be, I want to be numbered, man. I want to be a part of that number so we can see it, man. See the
Yes,
downfall, man,
of
of our
course.
enemies, man. Um, yeah, read on.
And if I could add, officer,
Yeah.
as you explained about the Jehoshaphat, and I would plead, right? That's why we need teachers, because when it says plead, people might think it's begging. You're not begging.
Mm,
Plead means I just had him talking about it pleads me to judge,
yeah.
right? I will judge with them, for they are my people. So that word plead is judge, yeah?
Yeah. The water, you made a good point there.
Mm,
Because yeah, you're right, and those are stumbling blocks, man. What's the law got to plead for, man?
yes.
I
Yeah,
mean,
what he's
the
gonna
law
beg?
doesn't. The law doesn't beg and plead, man.
No.
Like how the unlearned would think.
Yes. And I will
Yeah.
plead with them, therefore my people, and for my heritage Israel, whom
Yeah.
they
Read on.
have whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Right. So it says what? Whom they have scattered among the nations, man. Which
Mhm.
is telling you that we don't base this on color, man. Right. We base this on the truth. The Lord has
Yeah.
scattered us among
Mhm.
all the nations, man. All right. So we're gonna, we don't need to get it, but you read Isaiah the 11th chapter from about the 10th verse and going on down, you will see that the Lord is gonna gather the remnant of his people from all nations, man.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, read on.
Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
And then they do that to us in captivity,
Yeah.
you know. This is one of the many reasons why Yahweh Shah is coming back, man. To to get the recompense for us.
Mhm.
You know, if we could have done it, we would have done it by now. We have to wait on him. All right, read on.
Verse 4, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head?
Well, they're not going to recompense, man. Hence why we're reading the 13th, second Ezra 13, man. They
Right.
hold themselves not guilty, man. They're
Mm-hmm.
prepared to go all out and try to remain in power and keep doing what they're doing. And if it was up to them, they would have us in subjection for a millennium, man. You
Because
know what
of
I mean?
pride.
For what is it? What's the word? Perpetually, right? They would
Yes.
have us in this state and never care about releasing us from it, man.
No.
Could you imagine that? Now imagine that now that we know the truth, right? Before we didn't know the truth, that's not something we would even consider. We wouldn't even think about it changing. The Jakes of this world, the Israelites of this world, the true Israelites have accepted their fate, right? Not all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them wish to fight, but they're doing it the wrong way. But most of them have accepted their fate, and they will be prepared to allow this man to rule over them forever.
Mm-hmm.
But we know better than that, man.
That's it. That's right.
Um,
And that's why
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
go on.
go on.
No, no,
You go.
you speak.
No, that's why when I used to back in the time when the slaves, when they used to see those chariots, they used to sing this song, Swing Low, Sing
Mm.
Chariot. You know what I mean?
That's the spirit, man. Because before we started this, I was thinking that in my head about that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's not only that song, there's well, there's a couple of songs I know of that talk about the chariots, man, in the sense where
Mm-hmm.
they know what they are. There's a particular song by Kanye West. Um, I can't remember what it's called,
Right.
but the guy that sings on it, no, he says in it, he says, I've been working a slave ship and I ain't made shit. I wish that I could buy me a slave ship and die. Sorry, buy me a spaceship and fly
Okay. Yes.
past the
Yeah.
sky, right? And at the end of
Right.
it, the guy who sings on it, he's singing about, he calls it a chariot, man. He calls a spaceship a chariot. So
You
so
see?
they know what it is. And there's another song by Dr. Dre,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he uses a sample, and the song is called "Let Me Ride," and then the sample, the chorus goes, "Swing low, sweet chariot, stop
So, yeah.
and let me ride." So they,
Wow.
these guys,
They
they
do.
know what the chariots are, man.
Of
And if you look
course.
in, there's a lot of old paintings that you depict, and they're not necessarily religious paintings, but they depict the chariots in the sky, man. So the
Yeah.
chariots have been seen throughout throughout the
Of
ages, man.
course.
It's not a
Of
it's
course.
been a secret to us. We're probably the last to know. We were probably, the men being raised up now, building that third temple, man. Building the Bayaf Dawada, the House of David, are
Yeah.
probably the last to really know what the chariots are after all this time, man. You know,
Yes.
uh, where was we on? I want to finish off Joel and then go back to
Uh,
Second Ezra's,
we
man.
were in we go into
Finish that.
verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my godly pleasant things.
Yeah, that's talking about us, man.
Yeah.
And it's funny it says that because Hitler, I shouldn't really say his name on here, but the man with the mustache, right?
Yes.
He there's a apparent, we don't know if it's true or false. Let's be honest about that. But this is said to be a quote from him talking about how America has in its possession the jewels of God, right? He's talking, and he was talking about us, the Israelites, man, right? And it was said that it was going to cause a great war when the truth was known, right?
Mm,
And the truth is being known right now. So it's just
right.
bringing about the end, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Because knowledge has been increased.
mhm.
Um,
Well, we can finish there. We can finish there anyway.
okay.
We made the point. Let's go
Yeah.
back to Second Ezra's, and I
Right.
believe
Second
we
Ezra.
was at we was at verse 6.
Yes. Second Ezra is 13, verse 6 now. But I
Hmm.
beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it.
Right. So that grave mountain, man, that represents that chariot because it's more. We call it, in the Esau's world, he calls it a mothership, man, because he's backwards, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's left is up is
yeah,
down, down is up, left is right,
yeah,
in his
yeah.
world, man. Dark is light and light is dark. But we call it the father ship, man, because there's an order. Why are we gonna call it the
Mhm.
mothership for when
No.
ultimately everything comes from the man. The seed, the seed, we carry the seed and everything, man. So without us, there is nothing,
Hmm.
right? So that's talking about that great mountain. Basically it's a very sizable, an unbelievably sized chariot. Remember, what's the Independence Day, right?
Right.
You had the chariots that would break through the atmosphere, the Earth's atmosphere, and then they would release the smaller
Mm.
chariots that would do
Mm.
battle. But then there was even a bigger chariot
Good one.
that released those big chariots, and they was in the space, man. You know, so and that's basically it. When you read on, we'll get to it. Read on, verse 7.
Verse 7. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not.
All right, because imagine that, man. It's so big that you
Yeah.
can't see where it begins or ends, man. All right, so that's going to put a lot of fear into the hearts of these guys that are all coming together for one common cause, man, which is to
Right.
try
That's
and
the
defeat
spirit.
the Heavenly Father. And remember, we had back in the day, we had Ronald Reagan talking about the Star Wars program, and
Yes.
through the spirit now, you have Donald Trump that's been murmuring that sort of stuff in his last presidency, man. In his last term, he was talking about bringing that stuff back, man. Another space program because it's in their spirit to try and because they know. Like if we can see the chariots and we can see videos of. Do you remember that video that was going around where there was like literally like tens and tens of chariots? I think they were leaving the moon or they was surrounding
Yes.
the moon. You
Yes.
remember that one?
Oh, I remember that
Listen,
one.
if we can see that, if we can manage to see those images, they can see them, man.
Of
Right?
course. Of
And
course.
all, and to put it straight, all that bullshit about Area 51 and chariots crashing, the chariots don't crash, man.
No, no, no.
Right? It tells you in Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, that they're manned through the spirit. They move through the
Mm.
spirit, man. Wherever
Yeah, yes.
the occupant moves or wherever they look, that's where they go, man.
Mm.
That's why they're able to move the way they move, right? It's making right angle turns just out of the blue like that. This
Right.
is going to show you. And that shows you that the technology that's on this earth is no way near going to compare
They say about
with.
1,000 years, I think. 1,000 years technology forward is 1,000 years more advanced than
Yeah, they could
than
never. They could have a million years and it could never
true.
emulate that.
Yes.
Never. But it's
Never.
all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem. So these are the Lord's vehicles, man. The
Hmm.
vessels of the Lord, man. All right.
Yeah.
They can't be touched. They cannot ever be touched, man. Where
I
were
have
we
a
now?
precept here.
Yeah, read that. Read that.
Luke 21, verse 26, to back up what you just said. Men's heart failing them for the fear and for the looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Yeah, and those powers of heaven is talking about the rulership here, man. Right. Once Yahweh Shai comes back, they're gonna be losing their marbles, man. Trying to
Right.
duck down into their what do you call it? Into their caves, into their bunkers and whatnot to try and
1%.
escape what's coming to them, man.
Mm.
But no, we're not gonna get it. But the scriptures talk about us pulling them out of them places, man.
Right.
There's no place to hide in those days, man.
No.
Right? We especially especially the rulers of this world is the ones we want to get the most, man.
Right.
Right? These peon Edomites, man. They don't mean anything, man. Right? It's the ones
Mm.
that have been doing the damage we want. That's what we really
Right.
want to get. You know. Could you read on? Where was it now?
We're in
Yeah, verse.
verse 8.
Yeah.
Verse 8 now. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they that which gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet does fight.
Yeah. So why are they going to be afraid, man? Because of the magnitude of what they're going to see in front of them, but they're
Yeah.
still going to fight because the Lord wants them to put up a fight, man.
Hmm.
Really and truly, it's just going to be more enjoyable. You know what I mean? Watching
Yeah.
them attempt to
Yeah.
defeat him. What
Yeah.
would be the point if they just laid down their swords, man?
Oh.
Yahushua wants it right, man. You know what I mean? He wants to have it right. He wants to
The
come back
Lord
and he
said,
wants them to. He wants that pride in them to make
that's it.
to help them fall, man. Because that's going to be the pride in them that's going to make them believe. That's why they put their movies out, thinking that they can do anything, any danger that comes to the earth. You ever watched the Avengers movie?
Not,
You
no,
ever
not
watched
which
it?
one? Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the
I've watched
first one,
a couple of them. Yeah.
there, when they're getting attacked by the forces from outside, and the
Mm.
Avengers come together and they defeat these. We're talking about what like a few individuals, coming together to destroy this full, and that's how they try and portray this place. Like they have all this power, and
Yeah.
just through their sheer will, they can defeat whatever comes their way. This is not going to happen when Yahushua comes back,
No, no, no.
right? That's game over, man.
Yeah.
It's game over for them,
Remember,
man.
the Lord is he's a man of war, isn't he?
Mhm.
That's
The
his
Lord
name, a
the
man of
Lord
war.
is his name. So, and that's
And that's his
that's a
name.
cut for all those people, them weirdos out there that want to try and feminize the Lord, saying
Mm.
that the Lord is a woman and all this stuff. No, man, the Lord is a man, all right, and he's a man of war, man.
A man of
Which means
war.
that he's not come to play. He doesn't play. Man. Doesn't say
No.
he's. It says the Lord is. That's a strong statement, man. That's a strong statement. He's a man of war, man. Right, and that's another thing that these anti-Christians get wrong. They think the Lord is all about peace, man. But how many times in the scriptures have you seen him command through the prophets and
Mm.
seers to command Israel to go to war against the enemies, man?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let's read on. Where were we now?
Verse 9.
Yeah.
And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war.
Right, go on.
But
Because he doesn't really need it, but we'll read on.
only I saw that he sent out his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and
Yeah.
out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue. Whoa, that just sounds exciting, man. He cast out sparks and tempest.
It's true, man. Imagine watching that, man. Just
Yes,
how shall commanding, the angels do, do this, to blast there, blast there. You know what
yes,
I mean? It's gonna be just remember we're talking about a war here. So in a war, you have your order, you have your leaders, man, your generals, your majors, your sergeant major,
yeah,
your captains, and all that, man. So it's
mhm,
gonna be organized, man. Don't
it
think it's not.
is
Remember, the script, we do things decently and in order, man,
an order.
and that goes all the way up to the heavenly Father, man. Everything's in
Father,
order, man. So
that's true.
it's a calculated attack. It's not going to be just disarray.
No,
These heavenly forces are going to know exactly what they're supposed to be doing, man. And that's going to be mashing the place up with these laser beams, man. And and don't forget that they don't just need the chariots, man. These angels can just moving by themselves, moving around, flying around, just mashing up the place, man. So there's going to be a lot of bloodshed, man. A lot of bloodshed, and like you said, it's exciting, man.
very
We're gonna,
exciting.
Lord willing, we see that, man. Lord willing, we're part of that. That we're on the right side of it, man. And we
Right,
have to
right.
remain and pray and be faithful that we stay on the right
Yeah,
side of it. You know,
yeah.
because it's not long now, man. We can feel it through the spirit. We see the signs coming up now. No one's gonna ever try and put a date on it or a year on it, right? And you listen until the time comes, man. That's when we're gonna know, man. All right. So we have to keep moving, keep doing what we're doing, man. Um, yeah. Read on verse 11.
Verse 11. And
Let's
they were
get the
all
images. So, like I said, we can get them images in our mind of the
right.
destruction. You know.
Verse 11. And they were all mixed together. The blast of fire,
Mm.
the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight,
And it
and
says,
burned.
and fell with violence, man. So that dispels that image of some people believe that there's going to be uh, you know, we talk about that they talk about the rapture, right? People
Right.
just disappearing, right? Just disappearing when before the trouble comes.
Yeah. The
And it's like,
exalt Jacob trouble.
yeah,
Exalt
man,
Jacob
listen, man.
trouble.
The scriptures tell you up until the end there's going to be trouble. We all have to face the troubles, man. Right?
Wow.
They think they're going to get caught up in, just disappear into heaven, and then whoever's left behind is going to have 7 years tribulation, and then there's going to be the war. No, man,
No, I don't go that way.
it's not going to go that way, man. There's going to be pure and utter chaos on this earth, and if you're not down with your Howard Shy, man, your Howard Shem Shy, you're done out here, man. All right, continue on. Just from which was prepared to fight.
And burn them up, every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid.
Right, you see. Because now he's getting the vision, man. He's seeing that, and he's right to be afraid. Why? Because he understands to be afraid of the Lord, man. Fear
Yeah,
of power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Because even then, Esdras is not guaranteed salvation, man. No, because nobody
yeah,
is until the time comes, man. So he's right to be afraid because that fear is going to keep you on the right path,
that's it.
you know. Um, no, do you know what? Let's just read the 12th verse and we call it at that, man. And I got one. I think I might have one more. Yeah, just one more scripture after that.
Okay.
All right. It's just a
Verse
quick
12.
one again. Go on.
Verse 12. Afterward I saw and afterward saw I the same man come down from the mountain and call unto him another peaceable multitude.
All right, man. Because remember what he's coming back not to just destroy, but to save, man.
Yes.
Right? It's a rescue mission, man.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a rescue mission. You know
He's
what I'm
come to
saying?
bring us peace. He's come to bring us peace.
Yeah, and bring us peace, man. That's all we want.
We want peace.
We want peace, man. And you know the Lord has promised us all kinds of things to go with it. But ultimately, peace is all we really need,
Yeah.
right? And I just wanted to get a quick one. Let's get uh, Luke 21 and 25. We've got a couple of verses in there. We could read up, but I just want to finish off now. Luke 21
Okay.
and 25, yeah? This is the return of Yahweh Shai, man.
Luke 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon on the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
Chaos, you know, chaos, man. Read on.
Verse 25. Oh no, Salakia. What did I just
26.
read?
26.
26, 26. Okay. Men's heart, oh, that's the spirit. Men's heart failing for the fear and looking for after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Right, and yeah, the powers of heaven shall be shaken, man. Going back to those rulership, man. The rulership on this earth are going to be shaken. Now they're going to see that their time is over.
Mm.
You know, desperation is going to come into their minds now, man. Their time is going to be up, and that's just something. You know, the scriptures tell you that. Um, you know, they believe that their houses shall continue forever, man. But in that
No,
day, they're going to realize that no, that's not true, man. You know, it's just it's game over, man. Read on,
right.
verse 27.
27. And
Mm-hmm.
then shall and then and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with power and great
Mm,
glory.
right, power, man. Remember when he was on the earth, man? He had power, but he didn't
Yeah.
show the power, man. Right, he had to come meek, right, in order to teach the word and to teach how to teach the word, right, and then you know come back in his full power, man. You know, so imagine you know being Yahweh Shai having to come here, knowing that you're the son of the heavenly Father, man, but you have to remain uh, meek, right? And then you get to come back in your full power, man, and show the world
Wow.
exactly what's up, man. You know, and great glory, man. But why? He's the Prince of Peace, man, and the King of Peace, man. Right? The you know Yahweh Shai, man. The first spirit, man. All right. Let's read verse 28, and we'll close on that one, man.
Which is very comforting. Verse
Mm,
28. And when these things come, these and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
yeah, man, and you can take that as something to do in your daily travels, man. You know that looking up for the chariots is a show of faith, man. Right? And sometimes the Lord, you know, sometimes you have it in your heart, I mean, in your mind that you know, you really want to see one, and sometimes the Lord will just deliver that, man, and it's a reward for having the faith, You know, and I said this before, man. You know, when I came into this truth, before I even saw one, you know, you'd hear the elders talk about them, the apostles and the elders talk about them, and other brothers that had seen them. And before you seen them, you hadn't seen them, but you still believed them, man. And then what you
Yeah,
do, you start looking up for them, man. All right. We're looking for
yeah,
that redemption, man. We're looking for our way out, man. Because remember as well, as we're getting into right now, the chariots are twofold, man. They're for destruction and
and deliverance.
salvation, man.
Yeah,
So for some people, these chariots, they don't want to know about them chariots, man. But for us, we want to know about them, man. You know, we want to be on them. We want to be on them, right? And we want to, where it goes into it in Revelation the 15th chapter, man. We want to watch the sea of, we watching through the sea of glass, man. Watching Babylon and all the other wicked places burn up, man.
mm,
All right. So yeah, I like to finish on a scripture that's a bit more uplifting, just to get brothers in that nice spirit, man. Right, because there's a lot of hurt that's gonna have to happen before that peace comes, man.
yeah,
Anyway, that's it, man. We're gonna close out on that, man. We're gonna say, Lord, when this edifying as well. And yeah, so man, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
yeah. How
Bahasham, Bahasham, Dash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings unto the hopeful elect, man. To the next one, Shalom.
Shalom and shalom.